I'm not sure what a forensic psychologist does, but I would say they would have to deal with like coming up with a trial plan based off of their patient.
A few of the duties of a forensic psychologist as a trial consultant would be creating themes for the trial, as well as preparing the clients and witnesses for testifying at trial.
Okay, so forensic psychologists look over all like the details and everything in the case to make sure everything's right, and they also look at all the evidence and they help work with the jury.
My guess is a forensic psychologist would create focus groups or mock trials to obtain feedback and receive input if they were a trial consultant.
So I would say that the role a forensic psychologist has as a trial consultant would basically be just to explain the behaviors and reasonings, of an offender and why he or she may have committed the crime that they did.
Alright, so I know that trauma and like traumatic events really does have a huge role on your mental. I'm not quite sure how drastic the footprint is for that. Like, once the person passed, I'm not quite sure you can tell like this person was like a very stressed individual or something like that. I know stress can affect your heart rate, so maybe you guys can look at that. But I'm gonna just say you look for signs that indicate probably stress or trauma or worry or something like that prior to the event, or even something during it, just to kind of indicate like that maybe this person was unaware, or maybe this person was nervous, or something to like in the physical attribute of it all, or the mental attribute of it all.
When it comes to trial consultants, most people do not think of forensic psychologists. The ASTC, American Society of Trial Consultants, does not have a set of courses they are required to take or a particular training program. So it's not like they have to go and be certified for this, or, they have to go and take a certain amount of classes, XYZ, anything like that. No state currently licenses or certifies trial consultants. So this kind of makes me wonder, what do they really do? Serving as a trial consultant to the court is a fairly new role for psychologists. A consultant's role is advisory and collaborative. They can be called in any of the 3 stages in the judicial process, which are the pre-trial, trial, and post-trial. Forensic psychologist consultants enable counsel to place expert mental health evidence in its appropriate context with an optimal degree of transparency and detail. The American Psychological Association and Committee on Ethical Guidelines for Forensic Psychologists provide general ethical guidance for forensic psychologists. Each offers specific guidelines for psychologists who engage in forensic evaluations and expert testimony. Neither of these provide more specific rules for trial consultants. So like I said, they really just kind of give them like a general idea of, the ethical guidelines they have to follow. Like everybody knows you can't share your clients' information, like things like that. Trial consultants are employed by attorneys, so while they work for them, they still have their own set of ethical principles. So while they're working for the best interest of the attorney that has hired them, they still have their own ethical principles that they have to abide by and follow, amongst themselves. Because there is no regulatory board, things like temptations to misrepresent one's qualifications, to violate confidentiality, to promise too much, or to fail to inform clients are not fully punished. Consultants are introduced into legal matters with a clear understanding that the interests of an identified party are to be championed, and may provide a variety of advisory services that in some cases may not even involve contact with either the witnesses or the examinees. It is rare that a consultant will adopt the function of being employed for the purpose of testifying to the results of an objective forensic evaluation, so we won't see that really often. Some duties of forensic psychologists as trial consultants include preparing difficult witnesses for depositions, creating themes for the trial, creating focus groups and mock trials, preparing clients and witnesses for testifying at trial, providing lawyers with input on their opening statement, overseeing jury selection, and preparing post-verdict jury polling. Another contribution from forensic psychologists as a trial consultant deals with the preparation of a witness. consultants offer a new perspective on witness preparation. They analyze both the stylistic and substantive aspects of mock testimony. So they work with, these witnesses to prepare their testimony so they don't just go up there, and say anything. So whenever someone's giving a testimony, more than likely they've been prepped and worked with by a trial consultant. When it comes to the legal area, the consultant may be called upon to examine a witness's report in order to determine if it responds to an identifiable forensic referral question, accuracy, addresses an applicable legal standard, and adheres to legal requirements for format and content. So yeah, that's basically what a trial consultant or what a forensic psychologist does as a trial consultant.